All right, so this is car side of the harness, right? As you can see, before I already put the spade connectors, and it did a pretty good job, but after pulling the radio in and out so many times, some of the wires just came off the other end. So this is an example of it, and then this one here is also an example of it. So what we're gonna do is, well, I don't think I can uncrimp these, but I'm at least cut them at the connector so that I can recrimp them and put the weathercock acceptor on it. And then one of them I already cut as well. So as I mentioned, we're going to be upgrading our spade connectors here into weathercock connectors. These are good connectors. They really work, but for my application, I feel like it's not secure enough. So we're just going to upgrade these. And from spade connectors, we're going to go to weathercock connectors. Well, yes and no. So those 4-pin connectors, the 4-pin weathercock I just showed you, is garbage. We're not going to use that. I already tried installing it in the car on both ends. Annoying, terrible. So what we're going to do, we're going to actually use these weathercock connectors here. These are easier to install. They cost a little more, so it's like I should have known better. Don't skimp. And it's just like that. And the connectors, and it goes in a lot simpler like that rather than, and it's circular, right? It's circular. The 4-pin connector on this is square. So it's like circular things are easier to fit things into rather than something that's square because it may bash into it. So instead of using the 4-pin weathercock, we're going to use a 4-pin Deutsch connector. They're both weatherproof still. Deutsch connectors, again, are, I'll show you here, circular, so it fits in a lot better to one another, and the guides themselves are a lot easier to work with. So it's everything circular, and because it's circular means that it'll easily line up with one another. it goes in like this, and the pins in, I'm weak. The pins inside are also easy to remove. There's those little tabs in there. All you got to do is move the tab down and push the pin out, as opposed to getting a whole specific tool that you need for these kind of weathercock connectors. So I took the liberty of already putting on one set of the weathercock connectors. So you can see that it still has the rubber grommet on it and these barbed ends that go inside the housing. So these both are going to be the same. This one actually worked. So I'm not going to, take it off and put on another one. And also the one that's in the car works. So this one's fine. This is for the antenna. I left this separate from these two because I don't necessarily need the antenna for what I'm doing. I don't need the antenna for what I'm doing because I don't really use the radio. I really use Bluetooth. So I'm have this separate just in case. Maybe one day I want to use the radio. Pull the radio out, plug it into the other connector, and then I can use the radio if I need be. But this is what it looks like when it's on the connector, and this is what it looks like when it's crimped. Now I went ahead and finished this harness without showing you the before and afters. I do have a spare harness here that I can show you. So these were only like 10 bucks, which is, I actually forgot I had this, but one came with the radio and I bought an extra one. But essentially this set of wires here is what's for the speaker. So there's a negative and positive. Negative wires usually have the color and the black on it. And then the positives are just solid like this one here. But I had to match 4 sets of 2 on this harness because on the car side, there's only 4 wires that connect to the left, right, front, and rear speakers. So there's 8 here, but if I match the positive left and the positive right, negative left, negative right, I can easily just plug those into those wires. But essentially, these wires get this connector here. You slide that on right there, you crimp it twice, and then you plug it into that connector housing that I showed you before. And that's just essentially how it is. But look how clean it is. Just like that. No mess. So now what we're going to do is go to the car side and put on our connecting side, which was these 2 here. Okay, so now we have the wires fully crimped. These are the speaker wires, and this is the power, illumination, and signal wires. I made the mistake of not crimping the waterproof boots on it beforehand, so I'm just gonna put them over and hope and pray for the best. Water's not getting in this area unless I get flooded. I just got weather packs because the connection is way more cleaner than spade connectors, and the Deutsch connectors as well. So now I'm gonna put these in their respective connectors. Deutsch goes here with this guy, and the weather pack goes with these, and we just have to match the pinouts to each harness, which I have a photo in my camera roll to match with these. So the way I set up this harness here for the speaker side is I put left on the left side, right on the right side for the speakers, positives on the top, negatives on the bottom. So it's easy. So have your positives left and right on top, negatives left and right on the bottom. I gotta put the little maintaining pin in the middle, and then that's it. So here we are, harnessed up. Way cleaner than the spade connectors, as you can see. And now I'm gonna plug the radio into the back of this. Actually unplug this first. Plug this into the back radio, then plug this back into the other harness and test the radio.
Wetter than the ocean with the tide.